Just give me liberty, or give me death.
My name is William Thomas Jr. We have a couple members of our board here from the Improvement League as well. Janelle Johnson, Henry Davis, Henry Johnson, and our longtime member Henry Johnson as well, his son in the back. Again, C.L. Townsend is a member as well as Ione is a member of the Improvement League. All right, so again, like I said, we're a nonprofit organization. It's been operating in Plant City since 1982, founded by the late Jerry Bailey, who was an educator in Hillsborough County. We mainly focus on a number of entities such as education, economic development, and a couple of our noble projects in the community are the African American Museum, the Bing Rooney House, as well as the CSI, Junior CSI Forensic Science Program. We've got middle school, high school kids enrolled in the forensic science program. It's probably one of the kind in the state. These kids attend and compete in statewide level conferences with professionals. In addition to that, of course, we have the MLK Festivals coming up in January. That's a cultural arts festival we conduct, in addition to the number of entities we're involved with the city. So without further ado, I'm going to move right on along with some brief notes. We have, of course, here today Lawrence McClure. I pronounced that correctly? Yes. Okay. Please, again, I've been working all day. Ahmad Saadaldin. Did I pronounce that correctly? Yes. It's not. Okay. Jose Vazquez, and Brian Zemina. Zemina. Thank you. I tell you, blame that on my employer today. I won't give my employer's name. I've been looking at the screen all day. My apologies, but again, thank you, candidates, for coming out today. I'm going to move down. Sometimes it's kind of tough to come on out to these forums. You know, we don't want to give them the mindset that we're trying to ambush them, so to speak. We are definitely involved with engaging the community. We've done this forums for a number of years now. We are nonpartisan in our approach. We believe in connecting candidates to the residents. And so, of course, here today, we're about getting the candidates to convince you as voters as the reason why they need to be in Tallahassee, and not necessarily why the other person should or should not be in Tallahassee. That is our approach today. Convincing you as voters and constituents about why they feel they're qualified. All right, so moving right along, I'm going to make a couple of mental notes. The mail ballots will be mailed out November the 14th. Must be returned to the Supervisor Elections Office by 7 p.m. on December 19th. Early voting, December 9th to December 16th, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at 4 locations: Public Libraries, Plant City, Temple Terrace, the County Center on Kennedy Boulevard, and the Election Service Center on Falkenberg Road. All right, so everybody please take a note of that. So I'm going to move right along to our introductions, starting off with our moderator. Excuse my notes here. Our moderator today here is Gil Gott. Gil was born in Iowa, Pennsylvania, and is a graduate of Georgetown University. He's been in Florida since 1985, and in Plant City since 1995. He's a former president of the Greater Plant City Chamber of Commerce, a former history and government instructor at Hillsborough Community College. Gil is currently the executive director of the Plant City Florida Archives and History Center, a position he's held since 2000. And the Bing Rooney House is one of the great partners that's benefited from that. So if you haven't been to the Plant City Florida Archives and History Center, we encourage you to stop by there as well. A lot of great history there. Moving right along to our panelists for today. I always call Mr. Arlie, I don't call him by his last name. Arlie's a good friend of ours. Panelists, Arlie was a trapnel trapper. Well, okay, Arlie, tell me the age. Turkey Creek Gobbler, okay, and Durant Cougar. Go Cougars. All right, while at the University of Central Florida, he began his career managing marketing tours for multinational companies such as Coca-Cola and Chrysler. After studying energy policy, he launched and managed operations for energy products in India and Africa. Arlie is currently an energy advisor at Telsa, one of my clients, okay. Outside of work, he spent his time trying to maximize adventures and minimize regrets. I feel you on that one. Including building things in his yard and taking trips with family and trees. All right, moving along. Bonnie Carr. Where are you, Bonnie? All right, sorry. Okay, there you go. I know I need to get my back out the way. I'm going to listen to folks get filmed too. Leave my body in the way of all the all right, there you go. Get a clean shot of the candidates and panelists. There you go. Put them on the front page. All right. Bonnie is a strategy consultant for the economic development projects. She retired from Hillsborough Community College in 2015. Way to go. Where she served as Vice President for Administration, Chief Financial Officer, and Comptroller during her tenure. Prior to relocating to Florida in the early 2000s, Bonnie practiced as a CPA in Illinois. Her professional background includes auditing for the Big 8 accounting firm, SEC reporting for Fortune 500 companies. Bonnie is currently chair of the City of Plant City Planning Board, chair of the Community Action Committee for the Humane Society in Tampa, and a trustee for the Boys and Girls Club in Plant City. She also chairs a women's interest network group called WIN in Plant City. For those ladies that are looking for advocacy to get engaged and involved, I encourage you to check that organization out. WIN. They're doing a lot of moves, and the Bing House has been a benefit of that, and Glover School has been a benefit of that as well. Next down the line is Ricardo Coronado. Coronado, where are you, Coronado? All right. Okay, I'm disappearing on me, Ricardo. All right. We'll talk a little later on that. Ricardo was born in Miami to a migrant worker family. He worked in the fields with his parents and 3 siblings for 19 years and traveled the circuit from Homestead to Naples, to Plant City to Georgia, Ohio, and Michigan back to Florida. The family settled in the Tampa Bay area in the mid-1980s when his dad, Art, got a steady job with a trucking company. Ricardo moved to Plant City in 2013 with Vanessa and the 4 children. He is currently employed with Coronado Trucking and is the pastor of La Red Ministries and also Truck. Very engaged in the community, so afterwards, make sure you pull them in the corner and ask them what's going on in the community. So that is our panelists. Our 3 panelists for today. Please give a round of applause for our panelists. Ahead. Again, excuse the military in me for always trying to be prompt. Again, we welcome you all here for the forum. If you don't mind, we can go ahead and get Gilgad to get on the mic. Excuse me for starting a minute and 20 seconds early, as I like to be prompt. Thank you again to our candidates for coming out today, this evening, spending time in Plant City. As far as the crowd, please make sure Plant City is represented. I say Plant City is represented in District 58. One of these individuals is going to Tallahassee to represent the interest of Plant City, Temple Terrace, and the areas in between. And again, I'm a little biased about Plant City. We want to make sure the interests of Plant City are communicated as well. So again, a round of applause to all those that are here tonight. Thank you, crowd. And Mr. Gilgad, passing the mic to you.
I actually get one. Being a former 10th grade teacher in Pittsburgh, you can normally hear me. These things are dangerous, especially when they're not on. And you hear me now?
No, it was better before.
I thought so too.
Speak into it.
Hello.
Yeah.
Now, bear with me, I have to read these things. My eyes aren't as good as they used to be. Thank you all for coming tonight, and we certainly welcome you. It's good to see people who are interested in their government. We have rules we have to follow, and here are some of them. Candidates will have a 2-minute opening and closing statement. 2 minutes, not 2 minutes and 1 second. There will be 3 rounds of questions from our panelists. Each candidate will respond to the same question in 2 minutes or less. Our timekeeper is Janelle Johnson. She is a member of the board of directors of the Improvement League and related to the Bing family, part of the Bing family, and she's a former teacher, so be careful. The candidates will rotate how they respond in each of the 3 rounds of panelist questions, so we will not always go in the same alphabetical order, but I'll let you know when we change it. The moderator will have a final question after the candidates are finished. Audience, yes, you will have your opportunity to speak, but by the way, please hold your applause for any candidate speaking until after each round is completed. When the audience time comes, please make your questions short, to the point, and clear. And the last thing, if any candidate or panelist needs a short break, please let me know. We will accommodate you. The restrooms are straight across the hall. First thing you always hear in a tourist stop is, where's the restroom? Opening statements, up to 2 minutes each. This time we will follow the regular alphabetical order, and we'll start with Mr. McClure.
Testing. Y'all hear me?
Not on the mic, I don't think.
Just give me liberty, oh give